In this lecture, we will be seeing the derivation for electronic and ionic polarizations. This is Unit 5, Lecture 3. We have already seen what is electronic polarization. Just to recollect back, electronic polarization occurs due to the displacement of electron cloud of each atom with respect to its nucleus in the presence of electric field. This creates electric dipole in the dielectric. The induced dipole moment mu can be written as alpha E into capital E, where alpha E is the electronic polarizability. This diagram we already seen. Before we apply any electrical field, the center of positive charge and center of negative charge coincide. But once an electrical field is applied, there is a displacement of the positive and negative charge. This force which pulls them away is known as Lorentz force. Okay, we'll be seeing a formula for it. But when Lorentz force comes into play, a reverse force known as Coulomb's force also comes back to play, bringing them closer together. At equilibrium, we would see Lorentz force is equal to the Coulomb's force. Calculation of electronic polarizability without electric field. Let us consider a classical model of an atom. Assume the charge of the nucleus is plus Ze and the nucleus is surrounded by an electron cloud of charge minus Ze, which is distributed in a sphere of radius r. That is the atomic number. The charge density of the sphere is equal to charge by volume. Charge is minus Ze of the electron cloud. Volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube, from which we get charge density rho is equal to minus 3 by 4 Ze by pi r cube. Keep it as some expression number 1. When an electric field is applied, what happens? When the dielectric is placed in electrical field capital E, two phenomena occurs. Lorentz force due to the electric field tends to separate the nucleus and the electron cloud from their equilibrium position, that is, pull them away. After the separation, an attractive Coulomb's force arises between the nucleus and the electron cloud, which tries to maintain the original equilibrium position. At equilibrium, Lorentz force is equal to Coulomb's force, and let x be the displacement made by the electron cloud from the positive core. So we say Lorentz force is equal to Coulomb's force at equilibrium, but some amount of displacement has taken place. That displacement is taken as x. Lorentz force is given by charge into field, that is equal to minus Ze into capital E. Likewise, Coulomb's force is given by Ze into Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught x square. Q is a charge enclosed in a sphere of radius x. Okay. How do you calculate this? Is equal to charge density of the electron into volume of the sphere. So when you substitute the values, Q is equal to minus 3 by 4 Ze by pi r cube into 4 by 3 pi x cube, we get an expression for Q, which is equal to minus Ze x cube by r cube. Substitute this value of Q in the Coulomb's force relationship that we have seen. So when you substitute, you get expression number 3, which is the Coulomb's force. So we already calculated what is Lorentz force, and we have already seen what is Coulomb's force. Once you get that, you equate Lorentz force is equal to Coulomb's force, and we get an expression for x, the displacement, is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught r cube into E divided by Z. Now from definition, induced dipole moment is equal to magnitude of the charge into displacement. Magnitude is Ze into displacement is x. Okay, and we get an expression from mu E, Ze into x. You substitute the value of x, wherein we get mu E is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught r cube into E, where we are taking alpha E is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught r cube, or alpha E is the electronic polarizability given by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube. So you can see here electronic polarizability depends upon the radius of the atom. So next we can see what is ionic or atomic polarization. It has already been explained in the previous lectures, but just to recollect back, when an electric field is applied to an ionic crystal, the polarization that arises due to the displacement of the positive ions away from the field, and the displacement of the negative ions towards the field is known as ionic polarization. This example we have taken is Na plus and Cl minus. This type of polarization occurs in ionic molecules such as NaCl, potassium bromide, so on. So in this example, you can see x1 and x2 are the displacement. x1 is the amount of displacement of say Na plus, and x2 is the amount of displacement due to Cl minus. Both are different because the masses of Na plus and Cl minus are different. Now, if x1 and x2 are the displacements of positive and negative ions in an ionic crystal due to the application of electrical field E, then dipole moment mu I is equal to charge into x1 plus x2, charge into displacements. The induced dipole moment produces induced polarization. The induced average ionic polarization produced per ionic molecule is Pi is equal to alpha I into Ei, where alpha I is the ionic polarizability. The polarization produced for n number of dipoles per unit volume is Pi is equal to n into alpha I into Ei. We shall calculate dipole moment mu I is equal to charge into x1 plus x2. We will try and get the value of x1 and x2 first. Let F be the force experienced by the ions due to the electric field. The restoring force acting on the ions is F is equal to beta 1 x1, which is equal to beta 2 x2, where beta 1 and beta 2 are the proportionality constants, and they are directly proportional to the mass and angular frequency of the respective ions. If m, small m and capital M are the mass of positive and negative ions respectively, then we write beta 1 is equal to m omega naught square, and likewise beta 2 is equal to capital M omega naught square, where omega naught is the angular frequency. F is equal to, we know, beta 1 x1, which is equal to beta 2 x2, from which we can get the value of x1 and x2. x1 is equal to F by beta 1. Substitute the value of F and beta 1. Likewise for x2, substitute the value of F and beta 2. Coming back, mu I is equal to E into x1 plus x2. Substitute the value of x1 and x2, and taking out common terms, we get mu I is equal to E square by omega naught square, brackets 1 by small m plus 1 by capital M into E. Or the ionic polarizability alpha I is equal to mu I by E. Cancelling capital E, we get E square by omega naught square into 1 by small m plus 1 by capital M. So in this lecture, we have seen what is, once again, what is electronic polarization and ionic polarization, and also the derivation of electronic polarizations and ionic polarizations.